Hey guys, what's up? How's it going? So, hopefully I'm live. It said I am. Is that... Let me adjust this camera real quick. I think I need it a little bit higher. Let's try that. I think that looks good. How you guys doing? So, as the title says, I'm gonna be disassembling this PC live. I figured to try something new. I've never done this before, so here we go. You guys can ask me questions or anything. Q&A style. This one thing I don't like about this motherboard, the GPU sits really high, which is one of the reasons I'm not going to be using this GPU, or this motherboard I should say. So this just had a RX 570, nothing crazy. Oh, before I forget, I got something from Micro Center today. Just wanted to share with you guys because I got a build coming soon. I'm going to be building a PC in the next video dropping. So this is what I'm going to be using. So I got a 3080 Micro Center. So that's going in the next build. So stay tuned for that if you're interested. Grabbed some more parts and stuff. All right, let's get back to this. I don't even know where to start. You need to borrow it? Yeah, Micro Center in Northeast Ohio where I live, they had, honestly, I think they had like 30 in stock today. So right around, I was there right around 3 p.m. So yeah, they had a ton. It was funny because I was waiting in line and the guy handed it to me and goes, there was another guy in line behind me. He's like, they have those? I'm like, I don't know, maybe I got the last one. So I asked the guy that helped me and he's like, yeah, we have them. I'm like, oh, that guy's interested. So they had a bunch, which was crazy. I don't know how, but they did. And I figured grab it for the next build, even though I didn't really have a GPU planned for the next build. I was just going to use a 2070, but ended up just doing that. As far as Wi-Fi card, I normally don't use them, but this was going to get sold and the guy needed Wi-Fi. He ended up flaking out, didn't buy it. So I'm going to take it apart. I'm going to reuse some of these parts in another build, and then this, I don't know, I'm going to keep, I guess, just in case I ever need it. But I think if you need Wi-Fi for any reason, like my PC that's in the corner, I know you guys can't see it, but it has Wi-Fi, and I use Wi-Fi only because we don't have a way to get internet upstairs. So my router is downstairs, and yeah, but that has a built-in Wi-Fi, so that's that. I'm gonna take this back cover off. So, how's your day? How's your guys' day going? I figured to try something new today. So I went live. I've never done live doing anything with PC. My first live was the giveaway, and you know, that was that. But I had a couple requests actually. People were asking if I would do a live PC build, and I guess this is the closest I'm gonna get for the time being. Mocha adapter. What is that? What's a Mocha adapter? Let's see, I gotta get this CPU cooler off because it's taking up literally all my space. And there's very little space around it. So I'm gonna do that first. Sounds like it is best to go get 50% of the PC cost up front. Yeah. All right. As you can tell, I'm wearing a hat because didn't do my hair today. Lazy day. Oops. So next time I go live, I should build a liquid cooling PC. I will keep that in mind. I have been wanting to do a custom loop on a PC for a very long time, but haven't had the chance or the funds to really add that into a PC, and I always end up spending money on stuff like I did today with the 3080 instead of a liquid cooler. But that one's gonna get an AIO. So oh, forgot this screw. Alrighty. Still on the fence about water and a PC. Yeah, I feel you there. I was very skeptical at first, and still kind of am, but I've gotten more used to it, I guess. It's not as bad. My anxiety's not as bad when I put water cooling in a PC. Now, custom water cooling, I'm a little bit more worried about that because, I mean, it's completely different than AIO. They're closed systems, much less risk of leakage. But yeah, probably should have unplugged these first. What made me choose Lian Li AIO over Corsair? Honestly, price was probably the main factor, and I've never used the Lian Li AIO, so it was kind of new on the market, I think, and I was like, all right, I'm gonna grab one just to see what they're about, and it's been doing pretty well. It's been doing actually really well, so I can't complain. That's been pretty solid, and so far I really like it. I really wish they made the Cooler Master ML240 in a 360, then I would use that, but unfortunately they don't. Oh, 24 pin always gives me anxiety pulling this thing out or pushing it in. Honestly, I'm always scared I'm gonna break something. So there's all of that. So normally I would have this upright, but I don't really have a way to put my camera upright. That's why I'm kind of working in this way. But yeah. See, I'm telling you, There's like no space in here. This case is great and all. I mean, it's not the greatest, but it's not bad. It's just there's like no space. And as I said in the beginning, this graphics card slot is so high up that it was almost touching the CPU cooler. And actually, it touches the bottom of these RAM slots, which is crazy. So I can't imagine if you had a even bigger card, it would be kind of weird. So I'm not going to be using this motherboard. I'm actually going to be selling it. I just bought a bunch of extra parts, so I don't need all of these parts sitting in my room collecting dust. So I'm going to be getting rid of some of them. Always been scared of the 24 pin. Yeah, that's I don't know what it is about them. They're so hard to put in and then crazy hard to pull out. I guess in a way it's a good thing. Actually, it kind of is a good thing, because if you remember the 3090 card transfer that I did for a customer, I had to cut off this little tab right here because the 3090 was so thick it was hitting it, and that was on the bottom. But anyways, long story short, because it's so hard to like kind of get it out, I knew it wasn't going to fall out, and the customer said okay. So that's what we did until he can get a new motherboard and stuff, because that was a pre-built. He was putting a 3090 into. So that was actually a pretty cool experience. I got a lot of work done on that, and I didn't think we could get a whole pre-built into a whole nother case and also fit a 3090 in there. That was pretty insane. All right. For external storage, what do you save your data to, and do you use cloud? Yes, I actually don't use any external storage besides SD cards for my camera and stuff, but I do use OneDrive just for the ease of use. So my PC, I have it set up that anything on OneDrive shows up right away on my hard drive, and basically when I take pictures or videos on my phone, it automatically uploads to OneDrive, and then I have access to it right away on my PC. So it's usually pretty quick as long as it's not a gigantic file, but even then it's not too bad as long as the internet's good enough. So that's that. But yeah, that's what I use most of the time for all my files and everything. All my videos that I upload to YouTube, I actually upload them to OneDrive so I never lose them in case my SSD ever fails or anything like that. But yeah. This case is just, I'm so used to honestly working on my 011 Dynamic that when I work on smaller cases, I'm like, oh my gosh, how did I put this thing together? I don't know. There we go. Gotta pull some of these cables out before I take this motherboard out. I don't want to rip or break anything. Oh, there's one more screw. Look at that. See, I mess up all the time, but with the magic of editing, I don't have to put it in the videos. All right. There it is. There's the motherboard, CPU. So I'm gonna put this to the side for now. Oh snap! Not on the keyboard. Oopsies. All right, I'm gonna put this to the side. I'm actually gonna move this keyboard. All right, got the motherboard out. There's a SSD in that motherboard. So I gotta take that out. That's actually gonna be used in the next build. All it has is Windows 10 on it, so nothing too crazy. It is a 1 terabyte NVMe SSD, which I'm gonna pull out in a minute. These fans are staying in this case. I'm actually gonna be selling the whole case as a whole with the fans and everything. So time to get this power supply out. And basically we're almost done. That's all there really is to that. My first custom PC for myself was actually in this case. It was a Aorus B450 build. There's a video on it actually. That one I ended up selling right around the time when the B550 boards came out. And then I bought this case again and I built it with the new B550 and newer and better parts. And then I ended up transferring it into my Lian Li case. So that's that. I'm having an issue seeing comments right now, so give me a second. I'll pull this out and then check my computer to see what's going on with the comments. Okay, let's see the comments now. So what's catching? What's going on? Oh, the setup. Set of cables. For the fans. So what do you guys think? Should I do stuff like this a little more often? Obviously I'm not going to be doing it like a whole lot, but should I do this more often where I build live or I take apart live or whatever, stuff like that? All right. USB 3.0. That is front panel. These are fan hubs from Thermaltake. They actually come with this case. However, you only get one with this case. So I ended up buying extra fans and hub so I can have all of the fans matching, which turned out not to be the greatest idea because this case isn't the greatest. Well, the case isn't the problem. The fans weren't the greatest, but there we go. This is stripped down, ready to go. So that's all done. I'm gonna put that to the side and I'm gonna go ahead and grab this. Oh, I did not like how I grabbed that, but okay. I need a box. So I'm gonna have to wipe that down, but I need to go grab some alcohol wipes. I'll just do that later. Hey, how are you? I was wondering where you were at. I like it. The trick with live is catching audience at the right time. Yeah, that's true. I wasn't sure. I did put like a I don't know, 20-minute timer or a 10-minute timer. I don't remember. But yeah, I figured just to grab some attention. I didn't think it was gonna go too crazy. I didn't know what to expect, but here I am. So it's all good. How do you say your name? Is it? I'm not even gonna try. It almost looks like Dr. 3 Gano. I don't know. I'm bad with names. Sorry. Even though I have one of the most difficult names. There we go. We got the SSD out. We'll go ahead and put these screws back in. What's my opinion about the best GPU value-wise? That's a tough one because the value will really come from what you're going to use it for. So for me, personally, my video editing software and basically any games that I do play are usually optimized for NVIDIA. So with that being said, value-wise for me, I would rather pay $100 more than an AMD card and get myself an NVIDIA card because everything's optimized. So I know overall the performance and everything will be better on the NVIDIA card. Now, if you're just talking just straight up value, I would say the 5700 XT is a solid card for a really good price. It's not the best, but it's definitely up there. It's solid. I actually had that in this PC for a while. Actually, not that long. It was like 2 weeks, maybe. Anyways, so I had it in this PC, but nothing was optimized. So again, I went ahead and spent more money on a 2070 Super because for me, the 2070 Super did everything much better than the 5700 XT. So that's how I usually put value on something. I won't just value it based on the price that you're paying. I'm going to value it more with pretty much everything in mind. I actually have a lot of customers that contact me with questions, and they'll be asking stuff like, exactly like that question, what do you think is better value for me? Should I spend $100 less on this? And I'm like, well, it's really going to depend what you use it for. And when they tell me what they're going to use it for, I'm like, all right, you're better off paying the $100, get the better performance. Let's see. I have a RX 580. Yeah, that's a solid card. In this PC, it had the RX 570. This was actually my first GPU. And it's a solid card. It does everything I would need it to do. I'm not too crazy on gaming. I do game here and there, Forza and stuff like that, and it does just fine. 1080p, 60 frames, it's fine. Now, if I was looking for 1440 or stuff like that, then yeah, I might need some more. But looks like we're done taking it apart. That was quicker than I expected. How long have I been live? 24 minutes? It's not bad. I still gotta put on the stock brackets right here before I sell this. Do all that. This bracket here came with that cooler, that massive cooler that I reviewed. This was actually my first like sponsorship, I guess. They sent that to me for free to review. It was a solid cooler. I actually really liked it. So I might use that in a future build. But that's that. How am I doing? Hi, Alan. I am doing great. I got back from Micro Center not too long ago. Grabbed some parts for the next build. Sneak peek to that. It's going to be ASRock motherboard B550 RTX 3080. I got a killer deal on some RGB or some more RGBs for the next build. Some Strimmer Plus. I got the GPU cable for $32 and 24 pin for 48. So that's going in that build. 3080 is gonna be going in that build, as I mentioned earlier, if you were here earlier. So that's going in that next week's build. So I will be building that probably in the next day or two, getting ready for that. And then I'm trying to figure out nice ways to record and edit. Like I don't know all the angles. So this is my camera. It's a Sony a6400. Crazy powerful camera. It's amazing. I got a bunch of ND filters on there right now because I have a bright light. So anyways, I don't really know how to put it, like the proper angles and stuff. I try to do a lot of stuff. Post edit, I think that's what it's called, to kind of make it look better. So that's what I do, but I don't know. I'm trying to figure out better and better ways to make my videos, my build videos better. Try to do my tutorial videos better, but as far as tutorial videos, they're a bit easier because you're looking at how to do this or how to do that, versus when you're trying to do a build video, it's more just entertainment. So when you're doing entertaining videos, they gotta look good too, which is why I did like a lot of ASMR style builds. So that's kind of what I'm aiming for as my goal. Comments froze again. They need a Micro Center in Canada. Yes, they do. Micro Center is awesome. You walk in there and it is just like, it's like Toys R Us, but for adults, and much more expensive. You're gonna be spending a lot of money in there. Let's see. I used an RX 5600 XT. It was a good card. Yeah, it's solid. I used the 5500 XT. I used the 56, and I used the 57. All solid cards. They're all great. I've used RX 570 from AMD. I've used, I haven't used the 580. Actually, I think I have once. It was a solid card, really good. And yeah, that's all the AMD GPUs I've used. And then NVIDIA, I've went like 1650. I've even used, I have it in my old PC in the closet. It's an old pre-built Dell PC that I've used GT710, believe it or not. When I first started this channel, if you go back to some of my first videos, I have a how to upgrade your PC, and I use this GT710 in it. I kind of want to grab like maybe this card or something more powerful and throw it in there and see how it would do. That would be interesting. I no longer go to Micro Center. I spend too much. Yes, yes, indeed. I was actually talking to you, Ivan, earlier about the Corsair fans and stuff. So the reason I went there today, I had to return them because my return policy was almost over. And honestly, they were just too dim. I didn't enjoy them as much as I thought I would. When I first got them, I was like, all right, Corsair, yeah, the highest brand, the highest, coolest, and honestly, the Bits Power are, dare I say it? I don't know. Should I even say it? They're better fans overall. Price to performance, they are better than the Corsair. Um, I like them. They're just as silent and they're really good. But yo, what's good? Not much. Just took apart the PC and now I'm just talking, rambling on. But what else you guys want to know? I'm surprised nobody asked what other parts are going in next week's build. I actually think I already said what parts. Anyways, here's the motherboard. This I picked up today as well. Camera is, so it's the ASRock Velocita B550. So I did some research on this. It looks awesome, and yeah, this is what's going to be going into that RTX 3080 build. So I'm looking forward to that. It's going to be pretty awesome. And as far as RAM, my favorite all-time RAM that I've ever used, and I'm sad that Micro Center doesn't sell them anymore, were the Geo. Super Luce, I don't know how to pronounce it, but yeah, those were my absolute favorite. But they also have the Evo X's, and I'm going to be getting those for a future build. I kind of want to do it with this build, but I don't know if I have time to wait, so I might be using ballistics or some of these Corsair. And then, of course, got this. Hey, Jeremiah. I think it's the controller module that I do not like on the Bits Power. Yeah, I do agree. The pins can easily bend. They do easily bend, I will say that. So there, you got to be a little more careful. They're not necessarily the most expensive looking, most premium looking controllers for sure. If you get a better controller for ARGB, which, by the way, stay tuned for that because I got a really cool video coming. I pre-ordered something for addressable RGBs, and it's gonna be a game changer for all addressable RGBs, which is gonna be insane. So I'm super excited for that because, as you guys know, I'm gonna grab my camera. So, as you guys know, my build often has this two-tone coloring and all that good stuff. So the reason I'm excited for this new controller is because I will be able to control each fan individually. So that being said, I'm super excited for that. That's going to be awesome. And kind of thinking of using this next build that I'm going to be building as my personal rig. We'll see. That's mine now, but I might be moving to something else. So we'll see how that goes. My hands are quite shaky, so I might put it back on the tripod. I'm your #1 fan. Yeah, I know. I see you watching videos all the time. Let's see, what would be your favorite X570 board and B550 board? So my favorite B550 board is, let me move this camera, is the board that's in this PC, the Aorus B550 Aorus Pro AC. It has tons of fan headers. It has lots of RGB stuff. It has pretty much everything I would want in a motherboard. But X570, I think I'm gonna go with Aorus. What is it? The Master something. It's also solid. It's really good. But I'm a little biased. I do like the Oris brand. However, I'm actually going to be switching to this ASRock. I know this is going in the next build and all that, but I will be switching my personal rig to ASRock, and there will be a reason why, and you will see the reason why in the future video that I talked about the little controller that I pre-ordered. So that's really exciting. I don't want to give too much away because, you know, got to build up the excitement, right? So yeah, that's that. Wait a minute. Is that gonna be your most expensive build? Possibly. Actually, I don't think so. Honestly, if I'm being honest, this is my most expensive build, and probably even after that, 3080 going into this, I think this is still going to be my most expensive build. And the reason I say that is because this, when I bought the 2070 Super, I paid 500, like 600 after tax, 6 something. And I just paid 810 for the, so it's $200 more. However, all the parts in this thing were more expensive than what I just spent for this future build. So this one kind of going for aesthetics, but also more power. So it's going to be a little more powerful. I had the opportunity to get a 5800X, the new AMD processor, today as well. However, the guy was trying to push it on me, and I'm like, hey, listen, man, I didn't even come here prepared to pay for the 3080. I just asked, and sure enough, they had it, and I grabbed it. So that's that. But I could have grabbed it. It's just, you know, didn't really have the money for it. So do you think it's better to get a Wi-Fi card or like one of those used Wi-Fi things? Or like one of those used Wi-Fi things. Are you talking about like built-in Wi-Fi? If you are, I always recommend built-in Wi-Fi. I just like it. It's less stuff. This is a Wi-Fi card. It's ugly. I know they sell better looking ones. This is like a cheapo one, but regardless, this is just an extra thing that has to go in. Whereas that already has Wi-Fi, and it's already integrated, and it works just fine. It works better than this actually. So that's that. Oh, USB. I would argue that yes, it's better to go with a USB. Same reason that I just said about this. This is kind of just weird. The guy that was supposed to buy this PC that I just took apart said that he wants Wi-Fi card, nothing else, that's it. He flaked on me, he didn't buy it. So it's no big deal, it is what it is, but that's what he requested. I told him I'd rather do a USB because then he could swap it any time, but it is what it is, that's what he wanted. Yeah, I wish I could do LAN. I wish I could do Ethernet. That is definitely something that I will be making sure I have in my next home, apartment, whatever it is. I'm going to make sure that I do have a way to get internet upstairs. This isn't my place. Well, it is, but I can't cut holes in every wall and the floor and stuff to run the cables upstairs. So I'm not going to, but if it was my place, then yes, I would. I'm renting currently. Do I recommend getting a board with Wi-Fi even if you're going to run LAN on it? I would say if the price isn't significant enough not to, then yes. Because if you get stuck in a situation like me, I don't know what your situation is. I lived in another place that had Ethernet, easy access. This place doesn't. So in a way, if I had this PC when I lived over there and then moved here, then I would need a Wi-Fi card, or a little USB thing, which is fine. I would have dealt with it. But in this case, if I just had built in, then bam, done. What do I do for a living? YouTube? No, I'm just kidding. Well, right now it's been kind of slow, but I've been doing, before the pandemic happened and before everything took a wild turn, I was driving Sprinter vans, box trucks, basically a delivery driver, long distance, short distance, all type of. It's pretty good pay. It's decent pay. It was, enough, I guess. We all want more, right? Jeremiah, I'm so proud because your last video, I was first when it came out. Yes, you were. Thank you. Let's see, what other comments can I answer? I like the video. Thank you. What do you do with your PC builds? Well, I sell them. When I build a PC, I sell them usually at cost. So I don't look for a profit, and if I do make a profit, it's usually $50 max. I did make more on one of my PC builds. I made like 200 because the guy decided to tip me really big, but I told him $50. That's fine. He came prepared. He came with extra money. He's like, "Nah, man, you helped me out so much. Thank you so much." And so it's usually with if they tip, they tip. If not, I don't mind. I do this as a hobby. This is something I really enjoy doing. It kept me busy all quarantine long. I actually started this channel in the beginning of quarantine, where, kind of, I don't know if it's called the middle anymore because we thought it would be the middle, but anyways, it was May. So about 6.5 months ago, I started this YouTube channel, and I've always tinkered with electronics, cars, all type of stuff. I've always tinkered with everything. If you look on screen, right there, that's actually the type of car I have, the Genesis Coupe. Mine is red, but anyways, that's that. So I always tinker with stuff. I always mess with cars and work on my own cars, my own stuff. I talked about this table in the past. I did a video on it, building it. So as a 13-year-old, my uncle owned, well, my uncle wasn't 13, I was 13. So as a 13-year-old, I went to work at my uncle's business, which was remodeling and construction. So that's how I started kind of my work. And then I got into factory work and then driving and then back and forth with various things. I always kind of hustled and did my own thing and tried my best. But yeah, that's that. Yo, how are you? I'm great. I'm great. Tibu Games? Sorry, I am terrible with names. I swear. I'm the worst with names. But I'm great. Thank you for asking. I probably gonna end the live here soon, but let me see if there's anything else I wanted to show you guys. Actually, a quick question for you guys. What thermal paste do you guys prefer to use? This is what I've been using, Corsair's TM30. I've had great results with it. I know there's debates and all type of stuff online about what's good and what's not. I've been using that. It's been great. But if you guys have any recommendations, I'd love to hear it because I'm going to be ordering some stuff on Amazon. I want to order, well, maybe Newegg. Anyways, whatever. I need the RAM for the next build and maybe a couple other things. Arctic 4, yes, I heard about that. A lot of people rave about it. Very, very, basically a lot. Hey man, just wanted to say that I see your builds on Facebook Marketplace. That's what brought me here to your channel. As a fellow builder, I appreciate the work you put in. Thank you so much, James. I really appreciate that. It means a lot. That's pretty awesome that you came here from Facebook Marketplace. Have you seen this one on Marketplace? It's actually listed on Marketplace right now. I have I've had some interest in it, but it is kind of overpriced. It's not necessarily it wasn't built with budget in mind. Let's put it that way. There was a guy that wanted. There is a guy that wanted to buy it with the um, without the GPU because he wants to put his own 3080, I believe. So we'll see. But as I already said, the build going for next week that I'm going to be doing a video on with the 3080 might end up being my personal rig. We will see how it turns out. I think it's going to be great. So we'll see. But if anything, the 3080 will go in here, and this will be my PC for a while. Let's see. I just grab whatever's available from Micro Center. Yeah, that's what I usually do. This is usually mostly available all the time, and I don't really run out too often. I mean, you're only using very little, so that's kind of what I use, and I've had great results. So let's see. I've used only Cooler Master. Yeah, I've used the Cooler Master thermal paste that comes with the Cooler Master ML240 AIO. That stuff is pretty good too. I honestly don't see much of a difference. Like, I've used the Cooler Master, I've used this and that, but again, I've never used Arctic, and I've never used some of the other Noctua. Yeah, I haven't used that. So that's kind of why I asked about the recommendations, to see if maybe I can get something better. You're in Lakewood? Yeah, that's not too far from me. It's pretty cool. Let's see. I'll be using Cooler Master for my build. That's solid. It'll work. It'll do the job. Let's see. I've seen so many pictures of this on Instagram. Yeah, that kind of went wild. I'm not gonna lie. Leanne Lee even shared me on their profile, which was absolutely insane. That was that was really cool. They shared the 3090 version. So I had this PC, and I just threw a 3090 in here just to see how it looked vertically mounted. I didn't even connect anything. They didn't know that, though. I mean, it is what it is. But yeah, that one went viral. And then this exact color combo is the one that absolutely went insanely viral. Everybody was sharing it. So it's kind of my go-to for this build, I guess. This color combo is pretty nice. It's like a, I don't even know what color it is. Let me see if I turn this light off, if you'll see it better. It's kind of like an orangey, pinkish, and then a light blue. So it looks pretty cool. Really like that color combo. I have a few builds on there too. I will definitely check them out. That's pretty cool. Glad to see other builders around here. You know, I like to see competition, and I know myself included, I know a lot of people that do this either as a living or as a hobby, because with all this quarantine and all this crazy stuff, you can't go out, you can't do this, you can't do that. You got to keep yourself busy, and if this is your hobby, this is what's keeping you sane. So that's what I've been doing, and it's been working great. Really nice build. Thank you. On your personal build, how often do you re-add paste? Pretty often, because I work on it way too much. As you can tell, I don't know actually if you can tell, but my AIO was facing with the hoses on this side probably 2 weeks ago, maybe, give or take. Anyways, so I had to swap it, so I redid the paste then, and I did the paste probably 2 months before that, and then I did the paste, I don't know, but I work on it way too much, and I redo the paste pretty much every time, just to every time I reseat the cooler, of course, but I don't just every time I open it I repaste it. That would be kind of a waste. um, I use Noctua or Arctic. Yeah, I definitely got to try those. I've heard great things about them. I definitely want to try them for sure. I can never find them at Micro Center. I don't know. I don't even know if they sell them at Micro Center. I I see Corsair all the time. I see Cooler Master and other pastes, and honestly, this I just always go to Corsair because I don't know. um, but this isn't even their greatest one. Like apparently, according to this, the XTM50 is their best one. At that price point, I think the XT50 or whatever it is like $20. I'm not spending $20 on that. I would rather just buy something that like you guys said, Arctic or other ones that are really solid. I don't trust the cooler spreading out the thermal paste, so I use a spreader. That's fair. That's fair. Here's this one. I don't spread it. I usually just put a small dot. On this one I had to put more than a small dot because I know it looks like there's a lot. There really isn't. What happened is this cooler has those little slots. It's not really sanded perfectly, and I wanted it to spread evenly and plenty. So it kind of came out through the edges too. But yeah, usually when you tighten this, it will spread as long as I do a small X. It's usually a small X, but I kind of sometimes I do a circle, sometimes it doesn't matter. I don't know. Everybody has their debates on that, and I don't really get into it. So, hi, how are you? Nexto Gaming. I am great. How are you? Hey, amazing videos, by the way. I'm interested if you do. Oh, custom order PCs. I do build custom PCs. Shipping is kind of risky, especially right now. Believe it or not, me and family members have had probably over 6 small and large packages already lost. So it's either, I don't know what they're doing, but I don't want to do any custom PCs that I have to ship. If you're local to me in Northeast Ohio, I would be more than happy to build you a custom PC. And yeah. When building a PC, what is the thing that you look forward to the least? Let's see. Honestly, I think it's the wiring. Specifically, if you want more specific than that, it's the where is it? I don't even know where it is on this PC or on this motherboard. It's the front panel connectors. There it is. But I'm not gonna lie, I've gotten so used to it that it's like second nature now. I just kind of look at what it is and I'm like, all right, it just goes here and here and here, and then if it's wrong, it's not really a big deal because they don't really short out. They just don't do what they're supposed to do. So if the power button's backward, one time the power button was backward, it didn't work. On another motherboard, it does work. It just doesn't matter which way it goes. So that's that. But yeah, I think the least favorite thing is definitely those wires. Front panel connectors are annoying. Yes, they are. They are definitely. I remember my first PC. I have a video on that too. It's my first video. I posted it in like May, and so the thing with that is, like I said, I tinkered with computers before, but that was my first like full-on build. So anyways, that aside, I sat there literally for about an hour and a half trying to figure out the front panel. I had no clue what I was doing. I was like, but the good thing is I did look at all the what's it called, the motherboard. Why can't I think? Oh my gosh. The manual. There we go. the motherboard manual, and I figured that out after about an hour and a half. So yeah, that was pretty time consuming, but you know, you live and learn. Um, in your opinion, what are some cons of my Gigabyte B550? Um, Honestly, I don't have any cons. I don't know. I I I haven't had a single issue with any Gigabyte motherboards. I had the B550 Pro Wi-Fi. I had the did I say B550? B450 Aorus Pro Wi-Fi. I had this one. I had another Gigabyte, and any of the Aorus motherboards, I've never had issues. I don't know if maybe just the regular Gigabyte ones are worse, but with the B450, I can say the cons were very little RGB headers, very little fan headers. There was like two, three, I don't remember. Even this motherboard here, this is a B550, and it has one, that's for the CPU, two, three, four, five, and I think there's one on the side somewhere. Anyways, just like five, and that one has seven. So I absolutely love that, even though I use a fan hub. But you know, let's see. I'm in Lakewood, Ohio. I've built PCs for all my siblings over the years. This has been my hobby, but it's getting expensive. My girlfriend has been, yeah. um, my wife gets on me about the boxes as well. I have a closet that I put important boxes, like for example, be right back. This box, I am not throwing that out. That is a solid looking box. That just looks awesome. It's the 2070 Super from MSI. This is the one I bought. That's actually how much I paid, which is why I was saying I should have probably just waited for a 3080, but whatever. So I keep all the boxes, oh, not all the boxes, I keep important boxes. Like the problem with this, I don't have the box. So when I sell it, I'm just gonna sell it without a box, but really wish I had the box. And yeah, but she gets on me, like this PC, I had to take it apart because it's been sitting here basically since I built it, and the guy, like I said, flaked, didn't buy it, and I was just like, all right, well, I'm gonna part it out because I could have tried to sell it, could have maybe made it better or this or that, but this motherboard really bothers me. As I mentioned earlier, the slot sits really high and it touches the bottom of these RAM slots. I really don't like that. If I was doing a vertical mount in this, maybe, but this isn't really high end enough for all that. Like, this was supposed to be a budget friendly build, so yeah. Have you ever bent a pin on a CPU? Not yet. So, knock on wood real quick before, you know. I have not bent a pin yet, so thankful for that. I just picked up the 011 Dynamic XL ROG Silver. Thinking about migrating everything that's in my 500D SE over to the Lian Li. I absolutely love this case. It is definitely my favorite case I've ever used. It's solid. It's very well built. It looks cool. It has great airflow. They're the only con, I guess, it's heavy and it's kind of wide. So when I mounted my monitors, my TVs and stuff over here, I had actually the case that was just right here that I disassembled, and it's quite a bit slimmer like that. So I had plenty of space for that speaker. But then I got this, and although it fits, it's all great. I had very little space for the speaker, which really sucks. Which AIO cooler is my favorite? Even though I've never used it, It's got to be the NZXT. Is it the Z73 or something like that? Those things look awesome with the little screen on the thing, and yeah, it looks pretty cool. But as far as will it perform better than maybe this Lian Li, I don't know, because I haven't tested it. They're kind of way out of my budget for something like that. The way I like to kind of set a budget for a PC is based on, is it going to do what I need it to, and do I need better? I never overclock, so this PC isn't overclocked. I don't need an overclock. So for me, Cooler Master or Lian Li would be fine. This Lian Li is solid. It's been really great. It's quiet. At first it wasn't quiet. It was weird. It was quite annoying actually. But I figured out, even though it's not PWM, somehow I had to turn up the CPU fan header all the way to the max. So I had to raise the speed to absolute 100%, and then it became quiet. So yeah, I was thinking about returning it at that time actually. Then I decided, nah, I'm gonna go ahead and keep it, because I could use it in another build. But I figured out how to make it quieter, and it's been great. So I'm gonna go now, but see you in your next vid. All right, thanks for stopping by. I am gonna head out soon too. Wow, we've been streaming for an hour. That's pretty cool. I wanted to do this because I wanted, first of all, to get more comfortable in front of a, well, not in front of a camera, I'm behind the camera, but regardless, wanted to become a little more comfortable talking live, being live, all of that. Plus, I wanted to try something new and disassemble a PC live. I've had some people asking if I would build a PC live. I guess this is the next best thing. Instead of building, I'm taking apart, so it's pretty cool. But I would love to have an NZXT case and AIO. Never tried an AIO. The cases, I'm not the biggest fan of them. They look nice, especially if you're doing like a black and white build, but they're kind of crammed, and they're kind of like, you're almost better off going with the technically knockoff NZXT cases, which are the Lian Li, like the 205, I think it is. It's kind of like a knockoff version of the NZXT case. Again, the NZXT cases, they do look premium. They do look really cool. They're just not my favorite to work with. But would I work with them again? Would I own one? Yeah, probably. I would never say like, heck no, I would never have one. But if there's better choices, I'm gonna pick that. Is this your personal build? Yes, this one in frame right now is my personal build. This one that I just took apart on camera is a build I did for a customer. They didn't end up buying it, so I'm gonna part this out. And then I'm building another PC in the next video that I will be posting probably in about a week. So maybe next Tuesday, Wednesday. Yep, I have a Lian Li. Okay, yeah. Yeah, they're solid. I like the Lian Li cases. They're good airflow, and they're pretty cheap too. The 205, I believe, is like usually at Micro Center on sale for what is it? It's like $60 or $70. I think I just seen one at $60. So great price. Steven, hi Steven. Do I still have the 3090? I do not have the 3090. That actually wasn't my 3090. It was a customer that contacted me about taking their 3090, putting it in their pre-built, but the pre-built didn't fit the 3090. So I had to move everything from the pre-built to another case and then put the 3090 in that. So that's what I did with that. But I do have this, and actually, since you're in Lakewood, Micro Center had these today. Micro Center past Beechwood, somewhere up there. I don't know city name. But anyways, yeah, they had 3080s, EVGA 3080s all day today. They had tons of them, probably 30, 40, I don't even know. As I was there at 3 p.m., they still had them in stock from this morning, and they still had stock going out constantly. As I was there, I seen 5 or 6 people already grab one and pay. Yep, Psalm Center Road, Mayfield Heights, yep. I'd give them a call. They also have the new CPUs. They specifically, he told me he had a 5800X, a few of them, but I couldn't grab one today. And honestly, I don't think I will until maybe I won't be upgrading. I won't be upgrading my CPU until the new socket comes out, I think. We'll see. For me, I think the 3700X does just fine. Yeah, they have tons of the 5800X. Yeah, they do. Well, I didn't know that. He told me he had a few. So that was pretty cool. I don't need it. I have the 3700X. I don't think the performance gain versus the price difference is worth it for me personally. It's just, I don't use it like that I would need that extra performance. But I realized as I bought this 3080 today that I couldn't use my Corsair power supply, so I bought a power supply as well. You're from Colombia and you don't speak very good English. Brian? Well, thank you for watching. I don't speak very much Spanish. I know a few words, but they're pretty bad, so yeah. Thank you for being here, though. But I think that's going to be it for today, for today's live. I'm glad you guys were here and enjoying it. It seemed like everybody enjoyed it a little bit. So that was pretty cool. It was a cool experience for me too. So thank you guys so much. That was, yeah, I don't know what else to say. Usually in my other videos, I'd say something along the lines of, thank you for watching. This is V, peace. But this is a live and, you know. So, but yeah, I'm gonna head out. I will see you guys in the next video. Stay tuned for that. Again, for those of you that missed it, 3080 going into the next video. So stay tuned for that. It's going to be awesome. Hey, bro, I liked you. Thank you very much. I will see you guys in the next one. Peace. Now, how do I end this live? Should have thought about that.